Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Sorry this video is slightly delayed. My name is KPZ. You're here on the home of the slightly above average ship review. We're here in estuary in a domination match in the Japanese Tier 6 Tech Tree Battleship Nagato. You can see we are top tier here in this match on estuary. Let's talk about the Nagato, super dreadnought battleship built and completed in 1920, lead ship of her class, modernized in the mid-30s, participated briefly in the Second Sino-Japanese War, was the flagship of Admiral Yamamoto during the attack on Pearl Harbor, although the Nagato did not participate in the attack itself. Really didn't do a whole lot until Battle of the Philippine Sea, attacked by American aircraft. Didn't fire her main armament against enemy vessels until the Battle of Leyte Gulf. The IJN decided not to repair the Nagato, and it was converted into a floating anti-aircraft platform. Damaged by an American attack in July of 1945. It is the only Japanese battleship to have survived World War II. Unfortunately, it could not survive Operation Crossroads. Survived the first test of a nuclear weapon, did not survive the second one. I can see we've already started shooting here in the Nagato. I hate to say on this map, in a ship like this, I try to find some cover, because there are lots of crossfire avenues, and I don't like those. Obviously, or maybe not obviously, I'm playing a range build here, with Takeo Takagi as our commander. There's some of that crossfire I was talking about. So we're backing and turning, although our rear turrets have to come all the way around. Provides me a better angle of sorts to shoot at this Graf Spee over the island. And now that I've backed and turned a little bit, I'm going to engage the Warspite B, a ship I recently picked up in an orgy of Christmas crates. I was trying to whale my way to, I think, Kurosame. Anyway, I failed in more ways than one. So may that be a lesson to me. Alright, look at that. Exquisite angling. We dodged all the torpedoes. Still got the Graf Spee out there. And the other ship that I shot at briefly, and I don't remember its name. Do a little bit of landscaping there on that island while we're backing up. Let's go to WoW's builds and talk about the Nagato. Damage record 238,925. Base XP record 3889. 25% torpedo damage reduction. A Sigma of 2.0. That is destroyer level Sigma on the ship. Fires per minute 1.95. The overmatch in the armor piercing 29 millimeters. The arming threshold 68 millimeters. And later on, we will have a stat comparison. Alright, we're hiding in a smoke screen. There's a destroyer out there doing destroyer things. So maybe we'll do our stat comparison right now, as soon as I select the right stats. Alright, hit points at the tier Hood is number 1, 67,700. Nagato is number 2, tied with Sinop, 65,000. Firing range, Scharnhorst number 1, 17.9 kilometers. Nagato is tied for third with the Colorado, 16.5 kilometers. AP DPM number 1 is Leon, 304,000. Nagato is 8th, 208, 552. Max AA DPS number 1, North Carolina, 476. Nagato is tied for 11th at 228 with Ignis, Purgaccio, and Ragnarok. Sea detectability, Nagato is tied with Colorado and Strasbourg as the most detectable ship at the tier. Alright, moving in here on the Warspite B, aiming up a little bit as we come out of that smoke screen over the armor belt. We almost finished them off. Secondaries are going off. We do not get that kill, but it could have been a kill, I guess. Anyway, remember what they say, kids. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. We almost got that kill. Alright, destroyer over there. I got my secondaries trained on him. We've got a Colorado. Good grief. That wasn't an eye problem. That was a graphical focus problem. Colorado way back there we're shooting at. And there's a cruiser just off to the right side of the screen. Destroyer presumably has been killed. His torpedoes whiff.
Nice work.
All right. Looking around for targets. Can't see a whole lot. We are going to advance here in Nagato. You know, and I'll just say I have a problem clicking with this ship for many reasons. First of all, I don't like the sniper playstyle very much, especially on a ship that doesn't have forward-mounted turrets. So I really feel like I have to be moving in this ship. Unlike many other Japanese battleships, this doesn't have a rear turret bias, so it isn't a ship where you're going to be really excelling at kiting away or running away like you do in most of the other ones that have a rear turret bias, meaning most of the turrets are on the rear portion of the ship and will swivel from side to side when you're running away. So Nagato doesn't have that, kind of like Congo doesn't have that. So that's kind of why I put the range commander in here. I think I may at some point have put up my main battery range. If not, we'll see it in the port afterwards. Anyway, so I'm a much more of an advanced kind of player with a battleship. You know, so I've been working really hard to quell the desire to push early and often, especially in these Japanese ships. Although I'll be honest with you, it's going to be real sketchy the next couple of weeks because I'm not having a lot of success in Ashitaka, Ki, Amagi, or any of the tier 8s. Of course, I don't have any problem with Yamato or Musashi, but the other ones, Zumo, ibuprofen, whatever the name of the other one is, I can't remember, but I'm not having a whole ton of luck getting a great video on either of those. So hopefully this weekend I can pile up some falsely good-looking videos against some players that only play on weekends and make the ship look better. Who knows? We'll see. All right, continued shoot at the Colorado. Again, we were denied, although that's not really... I wouldn't say I did most of the damage on the Colorado, so that would have been more of a kill pinch than anything else. Someone is trying to smoke me up, and I gotta say, by and large, as a battleship commander, I do not like being smoked up. I do not like screening smoke screens unless I am clearly in ill health and trying to run away. Because all the smoke screen does, destroyer players, if you stay in the smoke screen as a destroyer, all you're doing is preventing that battleship from seeing something to shoot at. That's literally all you're doing. So be very cautious about setting smoke screens. Now look, if I was at half health or a third health and I was on fire, I'm flooding, then by all means set the smoke screen. If I'm trying to retire from the battle space and give myself some room to heal up, by all means set the smoke screen. But to an advancing battleship, setting a smoke screen around that, especially one with almost no damage, isn't a good idea in my opinion. Okay, and the other thing is, destroyer play is so key. I would say maybe you need to save those smoke screens for yourself to stay in the match longer. Now here, the blue team is kind of starting to beat up on the red team a little bit. We were shooting at the Helena from a long ways away, so it gives you a better idea, at least in some part, of the accuracy of the ship at range. Keep in mind I have a fully max accuracy commander on here, and probably a 16.2 or a 16.3 D Revel in terms of accuracy, or not D Revel. Shoot. The other Italian commander, whoever he is. I can't remember his name. Gosh. I need to start taking that Ginkgo biloba, man. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this is a pretty good accuracy build, and I think those long-range shots you're going to show you what to expect from the shell grouping accuracy. Now, I did just get Azerlane Scharnhorst, which reduces dispersion. I only have Azerlane Scharnhorst at 14.2, so at some point on some of these accuracy builds, especially for the IJN, I may run a shell grouping and dispersion, double inspiration. So Azerlane Scharnhorst and the Italian commander, who I can't remember, to increase shell grouping. You know, and this is already a super accurate ship, so maybe you don't need that. You definitely need it on something like the Musashi with a sigma of 1.65, or any of the ships with 1.8. This ship with the 2.0 sigma, not sure you need it. So if there ever was a, you know, and I don't want to say the Azer Lane Commander Fuso, I think it is, that's out there right now. If there was an Azer Lane or a Arpeggio Battleship Commander built for long range, you know, maybe if you got that commander without paying for it, might be a good idea to stick it in this ship and then build your regular Takagi as a double if you have A.L. Scharnhorst, double accuracy. So shell grouping and dispersion as your inspirations. That's just one man's opinion. All right, back to the battle. We got an assisted base cap. We got 93,000 damage. Shooting at the Zara. There's a great shot. Double Citadel, high caliber metal, Confederate metal. Kill number 1. We're over 100,000 damage. Moving in here on the Helena. And why the Helena is advancing. Maybe he's just trying to end the match earlier. I honestly don't know. All right, we're getting our reload on. We've got all turrets facing towards the target. We are going to line him up and shoot. Again, you can see that left a little bit to be desired in terms of our shell grouping. Continuing to move in, I'm waiting for him to give me a little bit better broadside, so then we can reap the bennies. The aircraft carrier gets taken out. I think the Helena took out the ship behind me, but I'm getting this full reload, and he's giving me way too much broadside to be healthy. He did start to angle in right there, just down to the nub. Look at that. And of course my teammate is happy to finish that one off for me before my secondaries can get that done. All right. Here we are on my favorite screen, the victory screen. High caliber metal, Confederate metal, 125,976 damage. Couple of Citadel hits, 1 kill, 1 assisted base cap. We ended up with 321,198 silver, 6152 ship XP, 6517 commander XP in Nagato. And we got our Windrose bonus as well. Hopefully all of you saw you could get crates for legendary tier and tier 8 Windrose bonuses. Anyway, here we are at the top of the board. 2 medals, 1 big kill, 2698 base XP. Not an especially stellar game by any stretch of the imagination, but it does pass the imaginary threshold of 2500 base XP for a GG. Here in the port, upgrades, aiming system mod 1, damage control system mod 2, concealment system mod 1, and Nagato is fully upgraded. Taking a look at the loadout, 3 charges of the repair party and 3 charges of the catapult fighter. I honestly don't think you need the spotting plane on this ship. We are running the epic battle booster for main battery range, type 9 permanent camouflage, and of course the 2-year strong flag. Taking a look at the specs, 65,000 hit points and a 25% torpedo damage reduction with our build. We've got those 4 twin 410mm turrets, 19.1 kilometer firing range, 29-second reload, 36-second turn time. HE shells, 6,500 max damage with a 30% fire chance. AP shells, 12,600 max damage. 2 sets of secondaries. The range of both is 5.2 kilometers. The first set of 4x2 127s reloads every 5 seconds. 2,100 HE shell max damage with an 8% fire chance. The second set of 18 individual 140mm guns reloads every 8 seconds. HE shells 2,400 max damage with a 10% fire chance. I do not recommend a secondary build on the Nagato. All right, in a minute here, we're going to move on to the AA defense. Honest. As you can see, your first set of secondaries is dual purpose and does count as AA. It is your longest ranging AA. Hey, I won a 20-piece Stanley tool set. Moving on to the best DPS, that's your 25 millimeter Type 96 Mod 1, 14 by 3 emplacements that shoot out to 3.1 kilometers. Max speed 26.8 knots, 770 meter turning circle, 13.6 second rudder shift time. Concealment 12.8 on the surface, 10.7 from the air, 14.4. Yikes. When firing in smoke. Another reason why I never put up smoke screen. All right, winning percentage, pretty trashy at 43%. Main battery accuracy, even worse, 37%. Kill death ratio, 0.6. Illustrating my struggles with this ship. But that was our best game in terms of max damage and max XP. So that's why it's this video. I can save this ship and I don't gel. All right, here in the armor viewer, you can see I do like what I see right here. Turret faces are sloped. They are heavily armored. Barbettes are heavily armored. I like that when I see that. This I don't like as much. In other these weird Japanese citadels, this kind of raised portion here. Lightly armored. Is this a turtleback? I do not know. You know, the edges are beveled. Maybe that means it's a turtleback. All right, forend plating, 25 millimeters, nothing special there. As stated, turrets and barbettes are nice. Got this really robust torpedo belt, torpedo protection, side plating way up the ship. I am guessing that counts as some kind of spaced armor. Here we can put the casemate back on and see the main armor belt is 305 millimeters on the side. And then that's all covered up by this torpedo belt. So I'm imagining there's a spaced effect on some of that armor. Anyway, that is the armor profile of Nagato. Here is our commander, Takeo Takagi. We've got AL New Jersey and Angelo Iachino, whose name I couldn't remember. Anyway, this is the build I recommend as of right now on these Japanese ships. But again, I've reserved the right to add in AL Scharnhorst at some point. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. We're over 325 subscribers now. So you can keep subscribing and I will keep making videos. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time.